Welcome to Buy, Hold, Sell. My name's James Marlay. I'm joined by Simon Bonouvrie from Cadence and Phil Parker from Altair. Phil, thank you.
Thanks.
We're going to talk about some stocks that face the Australian consumer, probably one of the biggest in the country. Phil, start it with you. WES Farmers, buy, hold or sell?
So we've just sold the position or reduced the position out of our portfolio. It's been a good performer on a relative basis to the rest of that struggling retail market. So sell.
Okay. Simon, WES Farmers, it's probably the better of the big retailers.
It is. So I'd have it as a hold. So it's largely a yield play. The dividend's pretty safe. They're mainly a real retail company now, but they do have exposure to the mining side of the economy. They own a coal business, they own a chemicals business, and they've also recently just gone offshore, made an acquisition in the UK, a hardware business. But look, I think it's okay. It's pretty sleepy. It's not going to shoot the lights out, but I don't think it's going down a lot. Yeah, so it's a hold. All
right. Well, we all need to put petrol in the car and maybe get a few bits and bobs at the store while we're there. Caltex, buy, hold or sell?
I have that as a sell. They have been a beneficiary of the falling Aussie dollar and the falling oil price. So I think if they were to reverse, it could possibly affect their refining margins, and you'd find that, and that in turn affects their profit. They're transitioning away from the refining business to the marketing side, and they closed their Kernel refinery. However, just the position at where the Aussie dollar and oil price is does concern me a bit for this stock, so yeah, it's a sell.
All right, Phil, Caltex, buy, hold or sell?
Complete divergent view, which is why you have the show. We're a buy. We've been long this stock for many years. Probably one of the first to identify that they were changing their spots. This is a company that is no longer focused on refining. This is a company that is a marketing and distribution business. It's a company that did a marvellous deal with Chevron. That they're out of the company. They've also got a fantastic product, Vortex, which they can sell. We love the company. We think that they're, structurally that the refining margin will go higher from here. So at the end of the day, we're very comfortable to recommend it as a buy.
Okay. One stock that's been on an absolute tear is Flight Centre. Buy, hold or sell?
We would probably say sell. We were investors in a company called Corporate Travel from just after they listed. We identified that as being the crucial stock to own in that sector. We liked the management. Flight Centre's got a great pedigree, but just structurally there's a whole lot of things going on with the business. I listened to the last earnings call, and I think they've got a few major issues, around the different divisions around the world to deal with. So we'd say sell.
Okay. So I'm buy, hold or sell on Flight Centre?
For me, it's a hold. It's been trending higher recently, so the momentum's good in terms of stock price momentum. They're leveraged to that falling Aussie dollar or tourism theme, which I like. However, I do agree that it's possibly there's some wider structural issues there, especially they're predominantly a bricks and mortar retailer, as opposed to other internet-based travel companies like Webjet. So I have it as a hold.
Okay. Yeah. Phil, is there a stock out there facing the Australian consumer that you think people can do okay out of?
We do. It's actually facing the foreign consumer, but it's an Australian company, and we're proud of it.
I'll take that.
Operating offshore international customers, but an Australian listed company. That's Westfield. Yeah. I'll just look at my notes because there's some interesting things to read here. Their portfolio has changed massively in the last couple of years. They've actually reduced the number of centres, but incredibly increased their profits. If you look at them now, they've got World Trade Centre opening at the end of this year, Westfield London coming online, and they've managed to get their per square footage sales on their specialty to 900, which is better than the big competitors like Simon over there in the US. So we think they're doing a fantastic job. That's what I talked about on a previous show of yours just recently, which is all about Australian quality businesses with management we know and trust operating offshore. And obviously there is a listed version here in Australia. We like that too, Centre Group, but we do prefer Westfield.
Okay. Simon, a stock that gives some exposure to the consumer, could be offshore consumers that you like at the moment?
Probably I'd choose Harvey Norman. So Harvey Norman's got a unique business where they focus on bedding and homewares and furniture, and they also focus on consumer electronics. So both those particular segments are doing well at the moment off the back of a strong housing market. I think Harvey Norman, what distinguishes this company is they've got an ultra strong balance sheet, and they own a lot of property which backs up their business. So I probably think it's a sector-leading company in that space. Yep.
Okay, well, it's a little challenging when it comes to finding stocks that are winning from the consumer. There's a few ideas from a couple of guys that have got their finger on the pulse.